watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, presented by Alloy Rochester. Of course, if you don't know by now, I'm Brooke Allen. Thanks so much for being with us. Of course, we are a show that brews up topics from a woman's point of view, and you may notice that we are not in a coffee shop today, but we are so excited to be at Bamboo Royal Oak in downtown Royal Oak. We are on Main Street here, and from Metro Detroit to the Broadway lights, this is all we're going to be talking about. We'll be talking to a producer for the show, my favorite singer, Barry Manilow. And of course, January, I don't know if you know this, but January is the biggest month for divorce filings. The unique challenges women face during the process, also how to navigate them. We will be talking about that for our first official Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise segment. And of course, a double shot of our Women in Business segment, bringing social responsibility to the workplace and also launching an all-new venture. All that and more, that is coming up. But of course, first, this is usually where we have our Coffee of the Day segment. But today it is the Office of the Day segment. And we are at Bamboo Royal Oak, which is a co-working space and, of course, woman-owned, right? Yes, and yeah. They have private offices, designated desk, also open seating. And we are joined by Amanda Sweet. She is the community director of Bamboo Royal Oak. And Amanda, for anyone who doesn't understand what I just said about the co-working space, kind of give me a background of Bamboo and where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bamboo has been around for over 10 years now. This location in particular is just over 2 years old. So we're relatively new to the Royal Oak area, but it's a co-working space. It's a choose your own adventure workspace. That's what we like to call it. So if you need a desk for the day, for the hour, for the month, or for the year, we have an option for you. A lot of growing businesses like to utilize us. Entrepreneurs are a big member of ours. So we get students, we get remote employees, but entrepreneurs are our bread and butter.
So people can actually say, oh, I need a desk for a day, and they can just come in for the day.
Absolutely.
Or you can be a member.
Yes.
And have like a lease almost.
Yeah, essentially, right? Yeah. Okay. And the biggest difference is the community access. So once you become a member, you get access to our Slack community. You get to go to all of our other locations, our Detroit location and our future Ann Arbor location that's opening up in the spring of this year. So you get a little bit of everything.
So you are the community director.
Yes.
And I know a good friend of mine has an office here, right?
Yeah.
And so it's interesting because you guys are like a community.
Yes.
I mean, you do seminars, you do a lot of stuff. People don't just stay locked in their office.
Right, right.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Yeah, I always say it's my favorite part of the job that's not on my job description. It's connecting people. And so my favorite thing is pulling people out of their offices and connecting them with the person that might be just sitting across the way and they don't know they need each other, but we get to sit at the front desk and get to meet all the beautiful entrepreneurs here and know what they're looking for. So we host events, we host workshops, happy hours, lunches. We go out in the community. We host events outside, just in our neighborhood, because we want it to be a place where people can feel like they're part of something larger than just a place to work.
Right, just come in, keep your head down, right?
Yeah.
Keep the earbuds in and just do your job, right?
And a lot of people are remote, and most of those remote people don't have coworkers in the area. So a lot of people are coming to look for social engagement, new friends, new communities. So it's a big part of our job.
And you also have a very good perk. You have free coffee.
Yes, so much coffee, so much coffee.
So much coffee, so much tea. Yes. All of that, of course, is included with the membership, right?
Absolutely, and the day passes.
And the day passes, too. Okay, so Ann Arbor is opening, you said, in the spring.
Spring, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Very exciting.
We're
and
so
then
excited.
We are in Royal Oak. You also have another office in Detroit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much. And as a side note, you have a title, a former title, that I thought was so interesting.
Yes.
The first and former title, tell me what it was.
Miss Voluptuous America. So I was the first titled Miss Voluptuous America. I got to represent America on a global platform. Supportive. It was great.
So how did that feel? I mean, to be on that platform?
It was beautiful. You know, it was interesting when I started doing the news circuits and people started coming in. They're like, "Aren't you Miss Voluptuous America?" And I was like, "Yeah, I also have a day job." But it was beautiful. That's awesome. Young women, older women, plus-size people, bodied people got to see me on a platform representing America, and it was one of the most beautiful experiences ever.
So what's next?
What's next? I'm working on a book.
Are you? Okay.
Yes, and working on building a family. So that's coming. But yeah, all kinds of beautiful stuff.
A lot going on. Not just the community director here at Bamboo, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I expect it, and we're live. So I expect you to tell me that when your book comes out, I will be the first one to be able to interview you.
Yeah, I would love that.
All right, shake on it. All right,
absolutely.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
That is Amanda Sweet. She is the community director for Bamboo. Is it just Royal Oak, or is it all of them?
Just Royal Oak. We have community directors in all the locations, so everybody gets to put their little flair on.
All right, well, awesome. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And of course, we're so thankful that Bamboo Royal Oak is hosting us. We promise to keep it down because we do have a live audience, but thank you so much. And again, we appreciate all that you're doing for us. Thank you. So again, that is Amanda Sweet. She is the community director for Bamboo Royal Oak. Well, we do want to give a big caffeinated thank you to the businesses who are letting us stream the show live to their Facebook pages this hour. Our presenting sponsor, of course, is Alloy Rochester, and another sponsor, Time Warp Vintage, Skinny Tees, Frameable Faces. They are here. Artisan Bath and Skincare. Also, My Michigan TV, who is bringing the live broadcast to you, and also my own Facebook page. You can check that out at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Well, coming up, we actually have an expanded Women in Business segment. I'm super excited about this. A women-owned business founded on the idea of giving back freely also. But first, we take you on the road to our presenting sponsor, which is Alloy Rochester. Brooke Allen here. I am at our presenting sponsors, Alloy Personal Training in Rochester, and wow, it has gotten cold outside, so why not head inside to Alloy Personal Training, where they will design the best fitness plan just for you, individual basis, whether you want to get stronger, more flexible, or even lose some weight. So keep those New Year's resolutions going. Come into Alloy Personal Training Rochester, and they even have a deal. If you mention my name, Brooke Allen, you will get half off. That offer is good through January 31st, so come on, head in and get that workout in, because we got to keep it going.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
When the temps drop and the snow starts falling, yeah, Traverse City is just warming up. Explore a snow globe of adventure. Hit the slopes. Hike through snow-covered forests. Or get cozy with some local flavor. Plan your escape to winter's best-kept secret. This is TC. It's totally cool. It's Traverse City.
To Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are presented by Alloy Rochester. This is where we brew up topics from a woman's point of view, and we are live at the beautiful Bamboo co-working space in Royal Oak, right on Main Street. Really, if you're looking for an office, come and check it out. Of course, give us a follow on Facebook at Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Also, you can find me on Instagram. That is at Brooke Allen Official. And you know what? Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about the show. And you know, we also love the idea of people emailing us through Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com about maybe a show topic they're thinking about, maybe your favorite nonprofit, anything. You know, we are open to suggestions, and we love hearing from you. So please feel free to reach out to us. If you email us through the website, that will come directly to us. So thanks so much. Well, we are in our Women in Business segment, and owner of Women-Owned Business Design Team Plus, Sherry Stein. It is an architecture and interior design firm. Try saying that 5 times fast. So Sherry, this all started for you back in 2010. So kind of take me back there and tell me how this all began.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
I was a volunteer for a local food pantry while teaching at Lawrence Technological University. And literally this came out with a passion project, literally giving back to this local food pantry, Yad Ezra, located in Berkeley.
Yeah, right in Berkeley.
With my students, designing produce gardens, designing a mural for their wall that's still up on their wall. And it just was this labor of love. It was complete volunteerism. Then in 2013, when we formed Design Team Plus, we actually designed their greenhouse.
And that's a beautiful greenhouse.
Yes. Right, full greenhouse. So yes, and then I met my business partner, Harold Remlinger, doing another pro bono project for the Friendship Circle for a girl with special needs and on top of it, cancer. So again, another pro bono project that we did back in 2011 when there was no work going on in the community.
Right.
And that's how we formed. We're doing all this pro bono work. We've got to start a business.
Right. So that is so important to you. I mean, you mentioned volunteerism, and you had two kind of pillars of Design Team Plus, right, for a while.
We had a low profit entity, Team for Community, but that actually merged into Design Team Plus.
Okay.
So we still give back every year. Like this year we ran a food drive for 2 local food pantries, Yad Ezra, of course, and then St. Joseph's Food Pantry in Troy, where we collected non-perishables and took them to the pantry.
So for business owners out there who, you know, I mean, it seems like we do know a lot of business owners that do give back. Right, to the community. That's a huge aspect of what they do. But for a business owner out there who may be just starting and may be like, well, you know, I can't really give anything back right now because I'm just starting, but what do you say to those people?
I say it's really important. We've created a culture, so we pay our employees to volunteer.
Oh.
It's so intrinsic in us, you know, because that's how we started. So that's what we do, and we find a project every year, and we work as a team to kind of come up with where we're going to give back. We've done Habitat for Humanity, Gleaners, and other various projects.
Okay, so you guys do that as a team.
Yes.
And figure out how many are on your team?
5.
Okay, so 5 people on your team. And tell me about Fridays at your company, because I thought this was pretty interesting.
Not every Friday.
Okay,
Some Fridays we work remotely, but at least once a month.
Okay.
We do yoga in the office.
Nice.
So we have Stacy Bishop that comes and does yoga for us.
Right.
And sometimes we bring our pets.
I was are there goats or dogs involved?
Dogs. People bring their dogs.
Okay.
Milo and Lily come.
Okay, so that is kind of the culture that you know, that you thrive on.
Yes.
Okay, so anything next coming up for you, or?
Well, I think we're always looking for our next big project, but we do a lot of work with religious organizations like churches, St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Church. We do work with breweries. So we have 2 breweries opening up in the area. We have Heights Brewery in downtown Farmington, Sean and Ryan Cavanaugh. They're wonderful people. And then we have Stumblebum opening up in Troy with Eli Green. So stay tuned. Those are going to be opening soon.
All right. Well, that is excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to meet you. And of course, Berkeley, that's where I live, so I pass Yadders all the time.
That's where all the time.
All the time. So it's just amazing what you do. So thank you.
I'd love to meet you there and take you on a tour.
I would love that. Okay. And you know what? I would actually love to bring my kids, because I think it's important that kids see this and kind of get ingrained in the atmosphere,
I would be happy to tour you through it.
Okay, sign us up.
That sounds great.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much. And that is Sherry Stein, of course. Coming up, we are going to introduce you to one half of a power couple, known for their photography, but they're actually embarking on a new venture. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, presented by Alloy Rochester. I'm Brooke Allen, and we'll be right back after this.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the lead or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in Pure, Michigan.
What makes a destination special? Experience wide open spaces, peaceful lakes, winding trails, sweeping vistas, and flowing rivers. All natural, all good, all fun. Your all outdoors adventure awaits at GaylordMichigan.net.
Looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Love Lansing like a local. And we promise, you'll love Lansing just as much as we do.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us on Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. I'm Brooke Allen, and you know, we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view, and we have an amazing opportunity to broadcast live at this beautiful women-owned co-working space, Bamboo Royal Oak, in Royal Oak, right on Main Street. So not only are we a video podcast, but we are also very proud to be on Apple and Spotify. So just search Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen and leave us a review, but of course only if it's a good one. Thank you. Well, our next guest, she is known for saying "smile, please" as part of her job. It is a husband and wife team who own Frameable Faces in West Bloomfield, but today we have the wife portion of the team with us. And Allie Cohen from Frameable Faces, thank you so much. Of course, Frameable Faces also streaming the show live for us, so we do appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We're big fans of yours.
I appreciate that. And, you know, I'm appreciative that you allow us to stream, but I'm also appreciative because you've done my headshots and you always do such a great job.
Thank you.
So we have kind of two stories going on here. We have Frameable Faces, and then we have another one. But first, let's mention Frameable Faces because how long has that been around?
Frameable Faces physically has been around for, I believe, 15 years. This year, a long time.
A long time.
A long time.
All right. Okay. Okay. So you are a husband and wife team, and of course Doug is here. So we're going to wave to Doug. Hi, Doug. So, how much fun do you try to make it when somebody's getting their headshot done?
I think that's the most important part.
Right.
So when you're having fun, that's when you can get those true, natural expressions. Because no one's comfortable with a big lens pointed in their face.
Right.
But if you can break those walls down, and make the person comfortable, that's when you're going to get that true, authentic self of the person that you're capturing.
I know. So when I'm with you and you're doing my picture, I always have to open my eyes like super big like this because you always make me laugh so much that they're like really squinty, and I'm like, no, that picture's not going to work. But it is so much fun, and being comfortable is a huge part of it.
Yes, definitely.
And okay, so senior pictures are a big thing you do, and it's funny because some people think, oh, well, senior pictures are done at the end of the year.
They are
not. That is not true. So tell me about that.
Senior photos are done usually the summer before the senior year.
Okay.
So we're usually quite busy July, August, September, and then there's a little lull for the second half of September, and then we go back full force in October for the fall colors.
Okay, so anyone interested in the photography side of things, how would they contact you?
We are all over socials
Yes,
as
you are.
Frameable Faces. Right. The website, frameablefaces.com. Don't forget the E.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, it's Frammable.
Frammable.
But it's Frameable Faces, so we are on every social media platform.
Okay. All right, so here's the interesting thing, right?
Let's go.
So let's talk about this. So, okay, so you and Doug have actually embarked on another business journey.
We have.
And what's it called?
So it's actually me, Doug, and our son, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
And he's here too.
He's here too.
And we just purchased Detroit Jerky. And Detroit Jerky, we are very excited about it. We've been fans of the product since they launched 3 years ago. And it's a plant-based jerky. It is so good. I was actually a taste tester when they first started out.
Oh.
And when they posted that they were looking at selling, only because they didn't have the time to devote to it, which we do now.
Right.
I was like, let's do this. We have to do this. This is so good. There's such a need for it in the plant-based vegan community.
It's good.
And it's so good. So
okay.
That's our new business venture.
And what's so interesting to me is that you, Doug, and Tony are actually in the kitchen testing this out and coming up. I mean, you're cooking it yourself right now.
We are cooking it ourselves right now.
Just to try it and get familiar with it.
Yep. So we are cooking up batches in our home kitchen for right now, and early February, we're going to be in the commercial kitchen. Shout out to Proud Mitten Kitchen in Plymouth.
Yes.
They're fabulous. And we will be cooking commercially there, hopefully getting back into stores March-ish. April. Yeah.
Okay, so one more question for you. Will there be a Detroit Jerky vending machine at Frameable Faces?
That's an excellent suggestion.
See? What a good idea, right?
That's great. You heard it here first.
Yes, you heard it here first. We did this.
So I don't know. We'll put that. I'll put that on the list.
On the list. Put it on the list.
Put it on the list.
Okay, so those will be in stores hopefully
March, April.
March or April.
So
and how many flavors are you anticipating?
There are 6 total flavors. We're starting to produce just 3 to start so that we can get ourselves ramped up.
Okay.
And hopefully in the very near future we will have all 6 get going and back in the jerky business.
Back in the jerky business.
Yes.
What is the most popular flavor?
I think the most popular flavor is probably Michigan Cherry Bomb, which is divine, and Tony happens to make that exceptionally well.
Okay.
And Sweet Mesquite, also fantastic. But there's 6 total flavors. You've got Sweet Mesquite, Michigan Cherry Bomb, Buffalo Burn, Mojito Inferno, Hickory, cracked pepper, and ginger teriyaki, if I didn't say that one yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, so for all your needs, whether it be picture taken, right? A
Or
headshot or some
jerky
jerky. Doug and Allie have you covered. So thank you so much, Allie. It's always a pleasure.
And likewise.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And we need those new headshots. The twins are ready.
Let's do it.
They're
Bring me
ready.
the
They're
Twinkies.
Yep. I know. They're finally ready. So thank you so much. And
Thank
Doug
you.
and Tony and Lacey, thank you so much. Of course, they're here too. So we appreciate it. So coming up, I don't know if you know this, but January is not only known for resolutions, it is also known as the unofficial divorce month. So we will talk about that coming up. But first, we pick up our travel mugs and take you to one of our sponsors. And before we go to Time Warp, actually, I do want to say that I look at our partnerships or our sponsorships more as a partnership because we have so much fun and we really try to develop a relationship. So we're not just, looking for your name on the show. We're actually wanting to get to know you and hang out with you. And I think that we prove that time and again with the examples because we have so much fun. So if you are interested in sponsoring, head to Caffeinated Conversations with BrookeAllen.com. And now we are going to meet a dog that can actually hold your gum. We are live from Bamboo Royal Oak. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We'll be right back. Allen here, host of Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, and I am at one of our sponsors, Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores, and I am kind of in their animal section. So for the animal lover in your life, such as the cat lover, like my executive producer, Christina, or even the dog lover, honestly, these are unique gifts that will maybe even bring a flashback to the past for somebody. And you know what, I have to say, I just love this dog so much. I think he's so sweet. I love polka dots, and look, he's wearing a tie, so how sweet is that? But for the gum chewer in your life, which can be kind of obnoxious sometimes, look at this. They actually have a gum Parker holder. I know my twins definitely need these. I have so much gum that I've put in my hands. It's so gross, but just unique gifts that will let somebody know that you're thinking about them. You can find all of it and so much more here at Time Warp Vintage in St. Clair Shores, and come in and say hi to the owners, Jason and Steve.
A message from Detroit to everybody. The adventurers, the explorers, the nomads, and the foodies, the art enthusiasts, and the music lovers. When you're ready to come, Detroit is ready to go. From shopping and museums to restaurants, parks, and more, Motown has way too much to do in just a single day. When the time is right, all this is waiting for you in Detroit. Begin planning your next trip at visitdetroit.com.
Traverse City, where falling flakes give rise to wintry pursuits, like a daring descent down a black diamond run, or riding the rails at a local terrain park, a silent glide across glistening snow, or making first tracks in a remote pine forest, then relaxing, at last, with a warm cup and good company as the fire crackles and the flakes keep falling. In Traverse City, life is better when you're in a pretty great place. Visit traversecity.com.
Thank you so much for joining us. You are watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are presented by Alloy Rochester. This is a show where we brew up women's topics from a woman's point of view. And we are sipping our coffee today at the beautiful Bamboo Royal Oak in Royal Oak. Of course, it is a beautiful co-working space. If you need an office or maybe even just an independent desk, come and check it out. Well, for years, January has been dubbed unofficially Divorce Month. And for those details, we say good morning to Elisa Peskin-Shepard, of course. You are an attorney, plus mediator, plus collaborative divorce attorney.
Yes.
So tell me what is going on with January. I mean, you make those resolutions, and then what happens?
People make resolutions, but it's not just about the resolutions that they are making in January. When somebody thinks about getting divorced, it's something they've been thinking about for a long time. So really, January just becomes, because of all the hype with making resolutions and brand new starts, people start doing more research and reaching out to attorneys and getting more information and educating themselves about divorce. So January's been dubbed by media or
everyone almost, it seems like, right?
Right, that it's divorce month, but that means people are thinking about it and people are acting on it. And we do see an increase in filings in January, but also in March, because if you think about the process of getting started, and especially if we're doing a collaborative divorce, we don't file immediately. It takes time.
Right.
So in March, you might see another increase in divorce filings because people are ready.
Okay. So what's interesting, too, is that, of course, with New Year's, you know, the new year, taxes and finances are also a huge factor in that, probably.
Yes, right. So finances are always an issue in a divorce. So people have been getting through the holidays, maybe spending more than they would, or spending less, or becoming more aware of their finances, or the chaos from the holidays really could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, you know, in spending, and just taking a look at all of your finances and saying, this isn't something that's going to work in the future, and it's the stress of it that causes people maybe to think, now is the time. I need to file for divorce.
And it's, you know, it's so interesting, too, because some people you hear say, oh, well, you know what, in my mind, I know this is the last Christmas I'm spending with you, right?
Yes,
so, I mean, that is part of it sometimes, right? They kind of have an idea that, okay, this is it. I'm going to make the best of it, and then it's
and for
on.
The kids, too, because you want for your children to enjoy Christmas and to enjoy the holidays, whatever holiday you're celebrating. And New Year's and vacations, and so that's the other reason why you see more people. And I don't want to say filing because, you know me, I'm not a big divorce belongs in court. No, it belongs in the conference room. It belongs outside. Let's reach agreements outside. But people act on their divorce mindset in January.
Okay. And so, we did mention collaborative divorce, and real quick, for people who may not know what that is, because it seems like they don't go together, collaborative and divorce, right?
Right.
So kind of explain what you do.
So the collaborative divorce process is a non-adversarial divorce process. It's what I like to call divorce in a conference room. So it entails two collaboratively trained, specially trained attorneys. So each party is represented by an attorney, a mental health professional, and a financial neutral, certified divorce financial planner who represents the couple. And it's a very family-focused process where we meet in the conference room, and the clients really are there to make decisions about their own divorce instead of having a judge do it. So it's an out-of-court process. You have specially trained professionals who are working with you and guiding you through that process. And if you think about divorce, the legal aspects, the emotional aspects, and the financial aspects, we now have special professionals to work with you through each of those aspects of your divorce.
And for the kids, too.
And for the children, too.
So for their emotional well-being, that is something that is focused on as well.
Right. So the mental health professional, the divorce coach, can work with the couple and also pay particular attention to the children. And if we need to, we can bring in a child specialist who is another mental health professional to work with the family. So you can see how it's just focused on the family and what the family needs and what the family's values are.
And
so
out of the court.
And outside of court.
Outside of court, right? Okay, so if anyone was interested or want to know more information, because collaborative divorce is not something that a lot of people are familiar with.
Right, and my firm, Transitions Legal, we are really on, I'll call it a campaign this year to really educate as many people as possible on what their options are if they're thinking about going through divorce. And this is a great time to learn about what your different options are. So you don't have to just file with court. You have options. Right. You have the collaborative divorce process. You have mediation. another alternative dispute resolution process.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, it's interesting because I met you years ago by doing an interview with you,
Right.
I think right around the same time in January, right? So it was like, hey, can you talk about this? So it is so interesting. So thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us. So
Of course,
give me your
thank
website
you.
one more time.
So it is transitionslegal.com. And if you need to email me, it's my initials APS@transitionslegal.com.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brooke.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Great to see you this morning.
Exactly. Need some more coffee, man?
I need some coffee.
Here, borrow this cup. Do it.
Thank you.
But we have actually interviewed quite a few local theaters, so we have actually decided to name the next segment Curtains Up, and that is coming up right after this.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. On your TV, on your phone, on the web. All Michigan streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Hi everybody! Here's 5 fun things to do in Delta County during the winter. The first thing we recommend checking out is the Days River Pathway Trail. Here you can go fat tire biking, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or hiking. Next up is snow tubing at the Gladstone Ski Hill. They have 3 fun different runs for all different levels of tubers. The third thing you have to check out is ice fishing on the Little Bay Danach. Out on the ice, you can expect to catch large walleye, pike, perch, and other species. If you're looking for fun things to do at night, check out the Lantern Lit Trail at Fayette Historic State Park. You can go cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or fat biking along the lit trail. The fifth thing you should experience is Gray Lakes ice racing on the Escanaba River. Here you can watch racers zoom by on the frozen track. We hope you enjoy learning about these 5 fun things to do in Delta County during the winter, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Love Lansing like a local. And we promise, you'll love Lansing just as much as we do.
Watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are presented by Alloy Rochester, and this is where we are brewing up topics from a woman's point of view. We are at Bamboo Royal Oak, a co-working space right on Main Street where there is free coffee for members. So if you're looking for an office or an independent desk, come to Bamboo Royal Oak and check it out. Well, that is where we are. We're broadcasting live. We are not in a coffee shop today, which is why it is so quiet, because there are people working around us. So we are trying to be respectful of that. So again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, we are proud to have sponsors from all different parts of Michigan, including Great Harvest Bread Company in Okemos, and that is where you will find my favorite bread, of course, sourdough. I love it. It is my favorite. And of course, they do rotate their specialty breads out, so you can check that out. And you can check out their website to find the complete list, which is www.greatharvestokemos.com. Well, Rosedale Community Players in Southfield, it is a unique theater. I've been there once, and they now have a show called The Bucket List of Booze Club. And Denise, you are not only a friend of mine, but you were in this show, so tell me.
I am.
Yes.
I play Jen, who is a lawyer. And
fitting.
It's a real stretch for me.
It's a real stretch.
But it's a fantastic play. It's about older women in their 50s and the unique problems and life experiences that happen. I play a lawyer who's never been married and is kind of thinking about that choice that she made. There is another woman who is divorced and dating a much younger man. There's another woman who's caught between her elderly parents with dementia and her children who she's sending off to college, and a marriage that she's really questioning. And then there's the fourth woman in the quartet who has an adult daughter who has raised her by herself with her girlfriends, but she's dying from cancer.
Okay.
So they're dealing with their own issues, but they're dealing with each other and that love and friendship at the same time.
This sounds like some pretty serious topics, but I mean, it does have comedy, right?
It is. They deal with it with humor.
Okay. And booze, I'm expecting.
There is a lot of alcohol in this play.
All right.
The premise of it is the woman who has cancer has come up with this idea of a bucket list of booze.
Okay.
And so they start this club where they try different kinds of booze, like grappa, laka, slivovitz.
My favorite, no. Never heard of that.
Ouzo, absinthe. I mean, it's just they're exploring, it's their way to get together.
Okay.
As one of the characters says, we don't have time to read, so we can't really do a book club, but we do make time to drink.
Well, there it is. So Rosedale Theater, it's a unique theater space. So talk about that, because a lot of people don't know about the theater either.
It is. We operate out of Peace Lutheran Church, which is on 13 Mile between Southfield and Greenfield, and we have it cabaret style. So you can bring in dinner, you can bring in the beverages of your choice.
Can you bring in booze?
You can bring in your adult beverages. Having explored some of them, I don't know that I would recommend grappa.
Okay.
But
that's fair.
but you can bring it and you get there early, and you're sitting at a table.
And you're sitting at a table.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And we can accommodate bigger parties. We can accommodate smaller, four tops or larger parties.
Okay. Okay, so you guys open this weekend, right? Okay.
We open Friday night.
All right, that's exciting. And run for what, 3 weekends?
3 weekends.
Okay.
So the first and second weekend, it's Friday night, Saturday night, and a matinee on Sunday.
Okay.
And then the third weekend, it is Friday night, matinee on Saturday, and a matinee or a 8 o'clock show on Saturday night.
Oh, so 2 shows on the final Saturday.
Right.
Okay.
And nothing on that Sunday.
Okay. All right. So for people who want tickets, because everybody wants tickets to this, including me, tell me how you get them.
You can go to RosedaleCommunityPlayers.com. And you can buy them there. You can also get them at the door.
You can, okay.
They're $20 online plus the service fee, and they're $18 at the door, but we've already had a couple of the shows are selling out.
Oh, okay.
So I would recommend getting them online, because that way you can be guaranteed to see this fabulous show.
Otherwise, you'll be sneaking in with me. So don't be like me. Don't sneak in. Buy your ticket. Well, Denise, pleasure to see you. We haven't had dinner together in a long time, so I'm excited.
It's long overdue.
Yes, long overdue. So again, that is Denise Callis from one of the actors in, say the name for me again.
The Bucket List of Booze Club.
Yeah, because that's difficult to say sometimes. Okay, well, thank you, Denise. Of course, now it is time for our Caffeinated Kindness segment. One of the things we do each month is highlight a nonprofit, and this month it is Kids Empowered on the Move. And for more on what they do, let's take a look at my interview with founder Kimber Bishop Yankee.
So the nonprofit's been around for 20 years, but what happened is during the pandemic, we pivoted and we started focusing on families in poverty and homelessness. I also happen to be the chair of the Oakland County Task Force on Poverty and Homelessness. So the more I was learning about the problem in our community and nationwide, I decided I wanted to try to help with the issues.
And so often we're connected on Facebook, and so often I'll see you post something about a family in dire need, needing help, a hotel room or food, and the response you get is amazing. People really jump in and help you, but of course more help is always needed.
Yeah, so it's been really cool because pretty much we're funded pretty much by all private donations. We don't get any government funding, and we've spent over $150,000 just putting homeless families in hotels this year because we lack shelter beds. We lack programs for them to get help. So we deliver food, clothing, furniture, paperwork.
Everything, right?
Yeah, we're like DoorDash.
DoorDash for anything you
need. Yeah.
So if there was one need that you're seeing out there that's bigger than anything, what is it?
Well, it is funding because homeless families literally have nowhere to go.
And you've been watching a video, of course, about this month's act of caffeinated kindness. As you heard, the need includes food, clothes, baby essentials, also home goods. You can also help out by volunteering, doing transportation, also food collection, or maybe if you're a handyman, just donating those skills, or even organizing a team to help serve families. So that is one of their needs. Of course, you can find all of that information on our website, which is caffeinatedconversationswithbrookeallen.com. Well, coming up, I will tell you how I randomly met a Broadway producer, and she is joining us next. That's coming up.
Hey, welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we check out the state's top festivals and events.
Join host Mike Sukent as he talks with guests from all across Michigan.
How are you doing, Mike? How's everybody in Fair Festival land out there?
Get the inside scoop on what's happening at festivals and events across the state.
A lot of concerts and free family fun, you name it, and we have it.
Your secret's safe with us. I thought mermaids were fictitious beings.
We got everything at Pirate Festival.
I mean, this is countdown.
Countdown, only a couple of weeks away.
You guys busy there in Grand Haven?
Yeah, just a little bit. We're hoping the weather is holding. We've called Mother Nature. I don't know if I can do much, but Mother Nature and I, we have an understanding.
I mean, people are coming to these events and these fairs and these festivals. They just want to have a good time.
It is one of those events that is so much fun.
That will be a lot of fun.
A fresh start lets you refocus, helping you live in the moment, where you can take the lead or take a bow, basking in the glitz and the glow of winter. Because when the snow begins to fall, you feel the excitement rise. Set your sights on a winter wonderland as Fresh finds new ways forward in pure Michigan.
When the temps drop and the snow starts falling, yeah, Traverse City is just warming up. Explore a snow globe of adventure. Hit the slopes. Hike through snow-covered forests. Or get cozy with some local flavor. Plan your escape to winter's best-kept secret. This is TC. It's totally cool. It's Traverse City.
Joining us, of course, you are watching Caffeinated Caffeinated Conversations. I've had too much caffeine today. Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. We are presented by Alloy Rochester. And, of course, we are live at the beautiful women-owned Bamboo Royal Oak, a co-working space. If you are looking for a desk or an office or free coffee, come check it out. If you're a member, you can get free coffee. Of course, Alloy Personal Training, you've heard me mention them several times throughout this morning. They are our presenting sponsor, and they have a special deal this month. If you go in and mention Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen, that's me, they will give you half off your first month membership. That deal is good through January 31st. So again, go in, say hi to Trent, check it out, because at Alloy, they will design a personal fitness plan just for you. They will actually make you hold this big stick and have you do some routines and just to kind of see how your strength is and your flexibility. So really, go in, you can feel the burn. You definitely will feel the burn after a workout there. And the Alloy Rochester Club, they are located in the City Life Plaza at the southeast corner of Tinkin and Rochester Road. And don't forget to tell them that Brooke sent you. And that offer, again, is good through January 31st. Well, for all of you that follow me on Instagram at Brooke Allen Official and got tired of hearing Copacabana, let me tell you about an amazing thing that happened. Robin Kaufman, she is a local Broadway producer for Harmony, the show written by Barry Manilow, and I met her randomly on New Year's Eve. We were at Go Comedy, and they ask you for all of your titles. They call you up on stage, play a game with you, and of course, they said, oh, well, this woman says she is a Broadway producer. Let's call her up. So she came up to the stage, and I was in the front row, and she said, they said, well, what do you produce? And she says, well, Harmony. And of course, me with my big mouth, I'm like, that's Barry Manilow's show, because I was so excited. So Robin, that's how we met.
That is.
And you are a local, I mean, you're local.
Yes, I live in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, so you live in West Bloomfield, and you are one of the producers of Harmony. So how does that happen?
Really good question. So about 5 or 6 years ago, we found a Broadway producer, a lead producer, who we started investing with, just because we wanted to be in the room where it happens. Okay. We wanted to understand the other side of it. I've always been a theater geek, and this is the other side of the theater, is being on the inside of it. So we started investing, and of course, Broadway investments are not a good investment. It's just a hobby.
Okay.
And we've been invested with this particular producer on, right now we're up to 10 shows with him, and he called us a couple months ago and said, Harmony we need more producers. So we upped the bill, and we went in as producers. This is a very important show, and we have all sorts of connections to it, and so we became co-producers. It doesn't mean a whole lot as opposed to being an investor, but if it wins a Tony, we win a Tony.
Well, see, that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
That is exciting. Okay, so I know when I met you that night on New Year's Eve that I had told you that I was, Barry Manilow, he was the first concert I went to. I have danced around to Copacabana pretty much all my life. When people are looking, when they're not, I'll do it, I don't care. And so in August, we got the press release. Of course, he was coming in concert, and we got the press release at WWJ, and I was going through it because there was a connection with a local teacher. The Manilow Foundation had donated money to the school. And so I was thinking, oh, well, this is great. I can introduce the teacher, but that's not going to get me anywhere near Barry Manilow. But I scrolled all the way down to the press release, and it said, in very little letters, for interviews with Barry Manilow, contact so-and-so. And so I sat there for probably 15 minutes, I kid you not, like looking at the email and thinking, could this really be possible, right? So I went ahead, I emailed Victoria, and went on the air, came off the air. There was a response from her that said, okay, when do you want to talk to him? And I just about died, let me tell you. It was so exciting. I was just so thrilled. I think we actually have a clip of that interview. Of course, he was on the phone, but you can see my reaction. So I think we're going to look at that right now. So he is right there saying he came on the phone, and his PR people were very specific. They said, okay, listen, we can tell you're a fan, but do not fawn over him. He doesn't like that. So just be very professional. Do not say anything that is going to make him uncomfortable. So he came on the phone, and they said, you're connected to Mr. Manilow. And I said, oh, Mr. Manilow, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And then he said, oh, don't call me Mr. Manilow, call me Barry. And I was like, game on. So I ended up saying to him, oh my God, let me tell you, you were the first concert I ever went. I mean, it went on. And he was like laughing hysterically. And so I had made a ploy during this interview to say, I said, look, I really wish I was a music teacher. And he said, well, why? And I said, well, because then I could maybe meet you backstage. So he said, well, you know what? I'm going to let Victoria know, and you are going to meet me. And so I mean, it was awesome. Yeah. So we hung up, and I had to rush to go back on the air. And then my news director at the time was waving his phone, and I thought, oh no, it's the PR people, and they're gonna yell at me because I called him Barry and this and that. And she said, when I got to the phone, she said, in all my years, I have never heard anyone charm him like you charmed him. And you are going to be meeting Mr. Manilow. So it was awesome. It was awesome. Short story, I did not meet Mr. Manilow. I was on the Cleveland PR list, and we were in Detroit, so it didn't happen. I was in the same room with him, and he walked by me. I could have probably touched his jacket maybe, but you know what, that was good enough, because I never in my life thought, my mom is here, she took me to my first concert, never would have thought that would have happened. Right. See, I even get misty about it, because it was such an amazing moment of my career. Yeah. And so for you to be one of the producers of the show, and of course the show opened in November. Opened in middle of November, and unfortunately it's closing on February 4th. February 4th, okay. Yeah. So the show is closing, and I know that the lead, his mom is here, right? So Pam Kornfeld, Danny's mom. Thank you so much, Danny's mom. Danny plays the young rabbi. Okay. And Chip Zion, who has multiple Broadway credits and Tonys, plays the older rabbi, as his older. And it's based on a true story. So the characters of the
that are portrayed in the play, actually, one of them had their grandchild in the audience on opening night.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know,
cool.
I know the timing of this show maybe is what has affected it.
Yeah.
Has he come out and said anything? Because I know he did mention Harmony in that interview with me.
Right.
And he said, you know, I'm so nervous. I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah. The only thing I can tell you that he has said about it is that it opened at the Yiddish Theater about 1.5 years ago, and unfortunately he had tested COVID positive and couldn't make it to opening night, but he was quoted as saying it's his favorite thing he'd ever done.
Really? So, and you have also been in the same room with him.
Yeah, but,
right? But
only on that opening night,
okay.
you know, waving across the hallway.
Yes, exactly, right. So, so do you think you'll invest in another Broadway show, or how's this looking for you?
We're already invested in, I think, 4 or 5 more Broadway shows coming up. We have a workshop coming up next month we're going to New York for. And we have a couple more coming up. I don't know that we'll ever be producers again. This was a show that really hit hard with us. It's a great story, and we have the local connection with Danny, who has known my daughter since they were in preschool together. So that's why we stepped up and became producers this time. But typically we just invest in the theater. Just for the love of the theater, not because we expect to make a killing, and we're not going to, but because we like to support the arts, and I'm hoping really hard that Broadway recovers from COVID, which it still hasn't, and that the tourists start coming back in and going to see the shows.
So out of curiosity, what is your favorite show?
Oh, geez. I have a lot of different answers for that. Okay. My most favorite classic show is probably either Chicago or Fiddler on the Roof. My most favorite more current shows come from Away, hands down.
Okay.
Come From Away was an amazing story also based on a true story.
Okay. So when local, you know, I mean, obviously we've got beautiful theaters in this area, right? The Fisher, the Fox, all of those. So how often do you go to shows? Do you do it a lot?
Yes, yes, a lot. Okay. We have season tickets to the Fisher, and this last weekend we were at Birmingham Village Players to see, what did we see?
Oh, at Village?
At Birmingham Village Players.
I don't know. What is it?
Oh, Brighton Beach Memoirs.
Oh,
and
St. Dunstan's.
Pardon?
That's at St. Dunstan's, I think.
At St. Dunstan's. Yes. Okay, so we were at St. Dunstan's on Saturday and Village Players on Friday to see Mousetrap. So we had a big weekend of theater going on.
So for local theater, I mean, you mentioned Broadway and how it's still struggling since the pandemic, but even local theaters have had a tough time coming back, but I think locally they may be almost there.
I think it's easier locally because going to New York as a tourist is still very expensive and it's still hard to justify, and the city of New York is still really reeling from the pandemic still. So people aren't going to the theater as much as they were. Attendance at Broadway theaters is still down about 27% from pre-COVID.
Okay, so a long way to come back.
Long way.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why shows like Harmony aren't making any money and they have to close.
So so when a show closes like that, what happens? Is it it's just done?
They announce that they're closing, and usually that produces a little bit of a bump in sales. Because you got to get to see it before it goes. They announce that they're closing, and then on closing night they have a party and everybody goes their own way.
Really?
Yeah.
That is so sad.
Yeah, it really is.
It is, yeah.
It really is.
That makes me sad.
But hopefully for actors like Danny, they'll have something new to do very soon.
His mom said he's gone on audition,
He's
so
already
we wish him the best
auditioning.
of luck, right?
Absolutely.
And so February 4th, it's closing, so that is the last absolute night.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Who's jumping on a plane with me to go see Harmony? Can you get me a ticket?
It's an amazing show. It's based on a true story. It's the story of 6 young men who were very, very popular in Europe in the 20s and 30s. They called themselves the comedian harmonists. And they played Carnegie Hall, they made movies, they were worldwide known, big name. And then in the 30s, they were in Germany, they were based in Germany, and Hitler came along and destroyed all record of their existence because 3 of them were Jewish and 1 was married to a Jew.
Okay.
About 30 years ago, Barry Manilow and his writing partner, Bruce Sussman, uncovered their story somehow. I think Bruce saw a documentary about him or something, and they decided to put the show on Broadway, and it took 30 years. Like I said, Barry says it's his favorite thing he's ever done. And we finally made it happen, and it's a real thrill.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Well, I'm sorry it's closing, but he got that, right?
He got it.
I mean, he got it, so that's awesome. 30 years in the making, so that is so awesome. And it was so awesome that I met you.
Yeah.
See, I know one thing that I've learned through my career is that you always have to kind of pay attention right? And that includes eavesdropping. But at this point, you were actually on the stage and said who you were and what you did.
Right.
So I wasn't totally eavesdropping with that.
Right.
So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming, and I know that we'll keep in contact.
Please.
And I just can't wait to hear future endeavors, and especially with Danny too. So thank you for coming. Well, it is time to wrap up this show. This has been so much fun. But of course, we do have to say a big thank you to Dave Scott and his team at My Michigan TV about all things Michigan to watch free. You simply add the app to your smartphone or smart TV. Also, a big thank you to Jared, who is in the control room. He actually runs the cameras from the control room. Also, a huge thanks to Some Girls Boutique in Berkeley for dressing me today. I appreciate that. And of course, as always, to my executive producer, Christina McDaniel, thank you. And to Jason Waldron, who is always on the sidelines for us. In fact, I think I have not said hello to people who I got this list from a long time ago. So Deborah Bender, thank you for watching. Also, Maria and Harold, Sari, and Doug Cohen, although he might be in the audience too, so we're not going to mention him, but thanks, Doug. And of course, you know, we always appreciate your comments. And as I said before, if you do have a comment or a show topic you want us to cover, please go to caffeinatedconversationswithbrookeallen.com. Leave us an email. We will get back to you. And we would love to hear more from you about what you're talking about, what you want to know about. And, you know, we're able to cover the topics that some people may not want to cover. I'm open to anything at this point, so just reach out. So coming up next week, we will talk to the founder of the amazing women-owned business. Actually, we are there right now. Amanda, the founder of Bamboo, Royal Oak, Detroit, and soon to be Ann Arbor. She will be on next week. And you've been watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. Of course, I have to mention this, and I don't want to offend any men because we do have a lot of men here. But this has been our first women-only show. It's amazing. You can clap for that, actually. We'll be back next week at 10 a.m. Keep the coffee hot. Thank you so much for watching Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. See you next week.